Hello everybody, welcome to a replay cast of EireBB. This is quite interesting for me personally because we've got Bashto with Wood Elves up against AndyDavo with Necromantic. Statistically this is a bad matchup for Necromantic. I'm personally dreading my match versus Kalon in about 45 minutes. So let's have a look and see how Bashto deals with this. Bashto has gone for max catches, which I think what I've done in EireBB. I think I don't have a tree in EireBB. And then he's gone 2 dodgers, a wrestler, a frenzy and a strip. And 2 sidesteppers. So good 1-turn defense from him. Davo's gone, as you'd expect, 3 block, 4 guard. Completely expected build from Davo. Maximum banging. Let's see what happens. Instant AV break. And then safe moves first. Brilliant. Safe moves first when you can be bothered. You know. Now the pickup. And like now you can move this afterwards, right? Because they were defending the sideline before and now they don't need to. Doesn't make a blitz. Interesting. Could have basically free rolled the blitz on that sidestep catcher, couldn't he? Didn't bother. Could have blitzed with the last wolf. Could have ordered these things different. I guess he gets guard cage corners. Well, he had guard cage corners anyway. Oh wow, going straight in is Bashto. I believe Bashto like is around the Team England squad. I don't think he's in the squad, but I think he was. I don't think he's in the team, but I think he's in the squad or something. I don't know. Is that right? Or maybe he isn't. Maybe he's in Team Ireland. I don't know. And I'm sure he's a tabletopper. He's decided to base these zombies, these deep zombies, that Davo put to cover the pickup fail. Hello, Pedro. So Davo gets as far forward as he can. Bashto, for some reason, gave him all of this space for free. Davo said, "Thank you very much. Don't mind if I do." It is a 4+. Wow, he just did a rush in a blizzard. Okay, that was terrible by Davo. Absolutely terrible. Does a rush and then does a safe move. Incredible. Where were the players like this when he played me in the World Cup? That's what I want to know. Didn't do any safe moves before doing his LOS blocks. Then randomly did a rush in a blizzard before the safe move there. So this is very good now. Right now it's a 6+ sleeping, isn't it? Yeah. Wait, no, 3, 4, 5. 5+ sleeping. 5+ sleeping for an uphill. But you know, Bashto like didn't screen at all. I just let him get in this spot instantly. Basically playing for the draw here, Bashto, I guess. Just trying not to get his team killed by giving Davo all the space. I don't want to play for a draw versus Kalon. I want to play for a win. So I'm not getting anything out of this. Like, you know, like Davo had won his first 2 and Bashto had won his first 2. So like getting a draw versus Davo is completely reasonable, right? For your chances of winning the tournament. Don't lose to Davo. Win your other games. But now I've already drawn a game. I really don't want to draw another game. So I have to go all wins from here on out. Kalon's lost a game, so he definitely has to go all wins from here on out. The thing is, I still can't trust my opponent to play properly, right? Like, there's still an awful lot of NAF games end in draws. Way more than they should, right? People should be pushing for wins all the time in NAF. Nobody should ever accept a draw in NAF style. different this because there's too many rounds, but in normal NAF style, there shouldn't be hardly any draws because you should be playing for the win always, even if it means you lose. Better that you lose than draw and can't win the tournament. Like, do you know what I mean? Better to lose with a 10% chance of winning than draw 100% of the time. Because if you draw 100% of the time, you don't win the tournament. But if you lose 90% of the time and win 10, then at least 10% of the time you can win the tournament. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, drawing is on tabletop is terrible, and yet still, plenty of games end in draws. But plenty of people don't care about winning at tabletop, do they? So it's maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the people who don't care about winning. But even then, you know, you'll see somebody who's playing somebody good, and they think, oh well, a draw versus Davo is quite respectable, but it's not doing you anything. Like, it's different in this because in this, there's too many rounds, so a draw versus Davo is absolutely great. And he's made 2 removals here. He's outbashed the Necro. I would have liked to have done that in any of my games, but it didn't happen. Don't know why he's fighting this bloody flesh instead of just walking away from it. I mean, he could, you know, he wants a 1-on-1 trade here, 2-on-1 trade here, and he's got 2 players removed. Would have been. I don't know why he diverted a guy to fight him. He should have dodged this guy off, moved him up, and then you'd have had 2 more players molesting the cage. Absolutely terrible. I don't know. Well, because it's a Blood Bowl fun day, right? It's a Blood Bowl fun day, isn't it? NAF tournaments are a Blood Bowl fun day. There is no Blood Bowl fun day on tabletop. So therefore, the people who want Blood Bowl fun days have to go to tournaments to get their Blood Bowl fun day. So not everybody attending a NAF tournament is there competitively to try and win. Yeah, exactly, Rolex. Exactly. So it's weird, isn't it? So you can't. But you know, the people that aren't the 10 to 12 people are like writing off their chances of winning by accepting draws. So they shouldn't do it. But it is different in this because there's too many rounds of Swiss for the number of players. So it's very possible you can win this tournament with 5 wins and a draw. And if your draw is against Davo, that's obviously fine because he's the scariest opponent in this for most people. If not everybody, I would imagine most people would be fearing Davo the most, Davo and Necro. But yeah, for some reason Davo scored. Well, I mean, not for some reason. For some reason he didn't protect the ball, and Bashto didn't really pressure too much. But he still got the mega early score. Perfect defense is a real problem here, but still with 5 turns, this should be a pretty easy. Not easy, as easy as it gets versus Necro. It's never easy versus Necro with a good coach, but this should be as easy as it gets versus Davo. Yeah, so it's funny, isn't it? So I think that's why a lot of good players like to kick, because they can't rely on their opponent playing to win, right? Because their opponent doesn't play to win most of the time. Most opponents aren't playing to win. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's just weird. It's really weird. But you see it, you see it in games as well, right? Like, people just don't play to their outs, you know? People will have, like, one way to win the game and they just won't even try and do it. Or they'll stall out a game they're losing 1-0 to only lose 1-0 instead of, like, losing 2-0. Like, why? Like, you know, risk it for a biscuit. But people just don't. I guess Davo's rushing with this. Oh, fouling. Maybe fouling with a zombie. But he's got to be rushing or fouling, otherwise he should have stopped already. That looks like it's a foul. Pretty risky foul, because if he gets sent off here, he gives the 2+ out, but no problem. Ugh, foul appearance. Ugh, pushes him. Ugh. Now picks up the ball. Ugh. The rules are the team build is roughly the same as EuroBowl 24 without skill packages, and it's like Swiss, but it's 6 rounds of Swiss. So it's kind of too many rounds of Swiss for the number of players. So Dave can just hit the ball here. He's probably got a rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, double rush. Could have gone for it if it wasn't snowing. But with it snowing, I don't think he'll go for it. He'll just bang somebody. Oh yeah, playing for the NAF ranking. Yeah, their ranking. You lose less on a ranking if you draw, or maybe even gain points on a ranking, right? Versus drawing, if you draw versus Davo or somebody, you'll gain points on your ranking for drawing versus Davo. Yeah, bang the dancer. I mean, banging is really, really good at the end of the day. It's not disparagement. I don't know why banger has become like a bad thing to be. It's like, it's pretty much the best thing to be. It's a lot easier to win games if you've got more players than your opponent. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Don't like that the ball's just pointlessly exposed. Don't know why that's happened. It could have just been one in, couldn't it? Like, it literally could have just been in a cage, and it isn't. Can't do the rush in the snow. Ugh. Doesn't re-roll that. He doesn't like fleshies, no. Maybe he's been playing Battle Brothers with a new legendary location and has a thing against flesh golems. Ooh. Is Devil fouling with that flesh golem? It's the only thing that makes sense, putting it there, is to foul. Bang the furthest forward, least protected guy. Probably should have moved this other wolf first, right? At least. This guy was vaguely in the way, but I'm sure the other wolf could have moved with movement 8. And that wraith could have moved. Yeah, so he could have done a number of safe moves first. Not really bothering with that. So what we want to do is potato with the dancer, because we haven't bothered getting forward. Now, I say that, being needlessly harsh there, it's hard to get forward versus Necro. Really hard. But I think you've got to try harder than this to get forward, because it is hard to get forward, right? So he should have been, doing something to try and get in behind them earlier, rather than making a bunch of rolls on turn 7 like this. Oh, use his last reroll on this jump to get him in. I mean, he could have 4-3'd, right, and tried to not use his reroll. Or he could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, been one square further back. But done it on 2s and 3s with rerolls. Probably worth it when you've only got one reroll left and you know you're going to have to, do a handoff or a pass or something. Oh, Davo doing what Tree didn't, which was, pushing these people who are next to each other to chain the other one out of range. Very nice to see. Could have moved these safe moves first, that were not dependent on that blockless blitz. This is really, you know, this is Artemis would be going pretty crazy right now if he was watching this. Really lax from Davo when it comes to safe moves here. A blockless block. Then a safe move. And another safe move, yeah. Wow. So you're probably best off like doing an uphill and then dodge out into the end zone. And then like, what, 5+ pass? It's pretty rubbish, isn't it? But doesn't have a reroll. I think that was probably the right play. Yeah, it's grim. Offense versus the Necro is grim. Defense is grim as well, but he just got lucky, didn't he? Remove 2. Somehow, for some reason, Davo put those guys deep and got them tagged out and stuff. The tag out of the deep guys worked out amazing for him in the end. He's going to Daka this time. It looks like a Daka, doesn't it? Not quite as well set up versus the blitz as it could have been, but not terrible. Well, apparently it's not a Daka, it just should have been. Safe move sometimes. Go. Oh wow, his wolf was a vicious ref, Davo. He's 1,000,000% pinning that on the sideline, isn't he? But it's taken his wolf, his one wolf, a long way out of the game here. Long way out of the play. No, he's not doing that. He really thought he'd have been pinning him against the sideline, but he thought better of it. Well done, Davo. This is pretty grim for the Elves here, right? With the 4 catchers, they've got so little strength. Like, it's hard for Dark Elves to do things in this game. It's even harder for Woodies with absolutely 0 strength. He does slip a catcher behind. 1Ds, fails, gets fouled inevitably. Gets that catcher blitzed by a wolf into another 2D. Into a 3D actually. Into another 3D, into another 3D. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that, because now he's got a blockless 3D it, and this is the guy who could have fouled. Oh, so he's hitting it this way. No, I don't. I much prefer pushing him there and then blocking him there and then there. Now he's got to move this ghoul over here. Maybe he always had to move the ghoul over here, so maybe it was alright actually. Oh no, it should be here, Davo. I know it's an extra assist, but at least try to defend. At least try to defend, Davo. Right, whole team's through here then. Yep, first action. That was a terrible mistake. Wish he'd done that versus me. But I didn't bother making any mistakes versus me in our World Cup games. But here he just said, enjoy moving your whole team through this gap. After, like, you know, after maybe doing the better position. I mean, and to be fair, he moved a zombie over for the assist. But you can argue that doing it that way to get the ghoul over here was good, except he didn't put the ghoul over there. Doesn't get through. So he's got past the Necro. I don't know if these were stunned or not. Let's go back. They weren't. Probably should have just stood these guys up, right, just to get in the way of the Necro bit, because he doesn't want them he doesn't want them getting back in front of him. Like, Davo's gonna have to like squeeze him in and get back what he can, but he wants to at least make that at least a little bit harder, right? At least make it a little bit harder. You know, blockless blocks, or he's got to hit with a wolf. If you know, like if he did this, the only way he can clear this one is with a blockless block, and then he can clear him with a blockless 3D after. Yeah, I don't know. It was not terrible, but yeah, obviously this is the play for Davo now. Blitz here, smush in as much as you can. Get the sidestepper in front of the ball. Ooh, not directly though. Interesting. I feel like I would have put the sidestepper directly in front of the ball. Don't know if that's better or worse. I guess this way the guard's in like a more annoying place. But I mean, he's just probably leaping, isn't he? He's probably leaping and one dice blitzing. Alright, just dodging. Yeah, just dodge. Oh god, he's on the sideline. I don't think the sideline's a good idea, because like you've got to make these dodges whatever happens. So you might as well have him in here so he's not instantly served, right? Yeah, I don't like that. Blockless? No, it wasn't a blockless, it was a dub skull, was it? But there, you know, like at least that used a wolf, right? Like he could have given Davo the chance to use a wolf the previous turn if he just stood those guys up. Also, by going the sideline, he's restricted his options, right? If he was here, then he could go away, but now he can get stuck on the sideline. I guess he can leap to victory, but he can put 3 tackle zones on this Davo, can't he? It's definitely better to put the 3rd tackle zone on. Just because then that makes the leap harder, right? This is just a 3+ leap. Oh. Zombie got cast. And so did the elf. Amazing. He's got the dancer, so he could just surf this guy and then block this one. And alright, the block doesn't matter, it's still a 3+ leap. So just probably 3+ leap and score. He can go. He can defend in here a little bit, so then you can leap out the back, so that if you failed, you know you'd have players around and stuff. But he does score early, so they both scored in 5 turns on their drive. Bashto failed to score back with Woodies. Will Davo be able to score back with Necro? He's got a full 11 versus still a full 10. 10 Woodies. Instant cars. I don't think there are any safe moves here. I think, oh my god. These essentially are your safe moves. You're just going to pick up the ball because you've got like a full screen for the ball. And then he can pick it up so he doesn't have, like, because at the moment the wolf's going to destroy the screen, right? That's why he picked it up first. Yeah, there was another dubs there, down to 1 reroll. But 2 stuns and a Kaz is pretty okay. Now let's do some safe moves after that block. Tempting him with a stupid serve. That really shows that some level of disrespect to your opponent, doesn't it? I'm just going to hope you're really stupid here and surf this zombie. But some people will do it. The funniest thing is, some people will do it, right? Like, it's not, he's not giving himself plus 0% with that. You know, some amount of the time people will be like, oh my god, I can surf a zombie and leave a gaping hole in my... Well, I mean, he's left a gaping hole in his line anyway. So... And then Davo's blocked his push. Oh no, he's going to push. He can push from there. Okay. It's not tempting to lose the game for it, but yeah, it'll tempt some people. But then the funny thing is, he left this space anyway. I'm shocked Davo didn't blitz with Frenzy, but this was better, wasn't it? Get the guard up there. Guard cage corners. Fill in one side. Make the leap harder. Yeah, you can even put there. It's still cage corners, right? It's still the corners, except... You can have a chain out. Does the chain out do anything? Not really. Stand in the way a bit. Hey. A 3-2. Only one reroll for Bashto, so doesn't risk freeing up that fleshy over there with a fail. Not a knockdown. Davo fuming after that. Probably. Now he's got a blitzer sidestepper. Gets the knockdown. But that was pretty grim, wasn't it? You really need the knockdown with that zombie there. I mean, couldn't re-roll it, could he? One of those that you think you can't re-roll, but like, you know, honestly, maybe you should have done, right? Funny one. It's a funny. They're funny. Those are the ones where you think there's no way on earth I can re-roll this. But then, you know, if he had re-rolled it, maybe he'd have got through and had an easy score next turn. But they're hard to do in the heat of the moment, for sure. Oh, there's something that could happen here. Let's see. Not what I would have done, but he gets a full pout. And another full pout. And another full pout. And now he's got 2 dice in the ball. Well, powing everything's pretty good. Whoa. Yes, use reroll. He's dodgy. Gets the strip. Magnet hands. That's good enough, isn't it? Now Davo's got to pow him and pick it up and get it to somebody and score all in the same turn. Very difficult. Not sure about that. I feel like maybe he should just punched it. Oh my god, well, who's scoring then? not the fleshy. There you go. That was funny, wasn't it? There was a lot of bad turn ordering from Davo. Very sloppy turn ordering, but in the end, I think he got closer than Bashto did to winning. Bashto really didn't get any penetration at all on his short drive, and then had to score early on his own drive. I think I should have done that versus Davo, honestly, a bit more. Like, I was obsessed by stalling till turn 8, and really, like, they you know, they're not that good at scoring quickly with only 3 mobile pieces, the Necro. So yeah, versus Kalon tonight, maybe I shall not be afraid to score early if if a stall is looking difficult. So there you go. Right, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.